What up, Rafflators? Welcome back to my channel. This is the AC Marriott Hotel here at Ogle Airport. Last time we were here, couldn't see windows, but I'll show you now in this video what has happened. Now, since the last time we were here about a month ago, they have completed, it seems, the connection of this bypass road at the Eccles end, and here they're about to connect it up with the East Coast. As we've seen in the previous video, you can take a look at that video to see how far this construction has come, and I've just started commenting on how wide this center divide is. But in this video, I'm going to take a closer look at this AC Marriott Hotel. Now, the last time we were here, they hadn't yet installed these windows. So what is immediately obvious to me is that either they've installed or they've removed the fabric that concealed these windows. There are floor-to-ceiling windows, it seems, on every floor. I think there are 6 floors. Most of these hotels now have 6. These Marriott hotels have 6 floors. Let's see, 1 if you count the ground floor as 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors. I count 6 floors. What do you guys count? And it seems as if all of this is actually the back of the hotel. This is the part of the hotel that faces this new East Coast bypass road, like I said, which eventually connects to the Heroes Highway. All right, connects the Heroes Highway at Eccles, and I think people have already started driving on it, which means that it's already connected. But this is the AC Marriott here at Ogle Airport. That's the AC Marriott Hotel. I'm always fascinated at these culverts that they've built. I think the last time when they were building this culvert, it was a struggle to even climb on top of it. It was so high. Now, of course, that they've backfilled the ground in front and before it, you can walk over it. And that's the center divide that they've been covering up. I have no idea why the center divide is filled in and so it's so wide, but this is what is being constructed here as the bypass road. Now, straight ahead, it seems as if somebody is building another large building. You can see the crane in the sky, and several floors of frame have been completed. That's probably going to be another hotel or another commercial building, but this is what we're here for. We're here to see what's happening with this AC Marriott Hotel. This is the first time I've actually been able to come this far, because in the previous videos, this part of the highway or road or bypass road had not been completed. So it's the first time I've actually able to walk over that culvert and continue walking to this building. So you can see part of Gaisuko's plantation building, so you can see the architecture alone tells you what it is. It's one of those estate buildings. Now here, this is the AC Marriott Hotel. See, the workmen are already on the job. They are taking on the task of completing the exterior and building the interior, I suppose. So there is some progress here at the AC Marriott Hotel. The crane is still up, although I think the hotel is not going to be built any taller. So I guess eventually they're going to start dismantling that crane to complete the exterior of this hotel. Like I said, this is the land that once belonged to Gaisuko, and for the first time we're able to walk along this bypass road. And one of the things that the bypass road will do is it will open up all of this area that was once inaccessible. So you're going to get a lot more people moving into this region, this area, to live, to build homes, to build businesses. Somebody was asking me where to build a new hotel, where, if you're an investor and you want to come to Guyana to build a new housing development, a new hotel, where you build it along the new routes. And that's one of the reasons why the politicians tend to buy up all the land along the new roads and so on, because they're the first people who get information about where the roads are going to be built. And even before the plans are made public, they tend to buy up all the land so that they can profit from government's acquisition. But these are what the old plantation buildings look like. Remember, this was Gaisuko's sugar estate land, and this is what their executives, Gaisuko executives, were provided with housing. And these buildings give you an idea of exactly how Gaisuko, that is, Gaisuko is the sugar company. For those of you who are finding this channel from, international locations, there's a history here. The history is that all of this land was sugar plantation, and the sugar company that ran the sugar plantations in Guyana was a British company called Booker's. Booker's was later on, in the 1970s or 80s, I think 70s perhaps, nationalized, became the Guyana Sugar Corporation, Gaisuko, and all of these lands, so people are already using this bypass road. All of this land belonged to Gaisuko, and eventually the government privatized the lands, sold them off, converted these sugar plantations into residential lands, and sold them so that developers could build houses and so on. So this is what remains. This is the remnants, the history of the area. These large colonial houses are what used to be managers' quarters. So the managers of the sugar estate lived in these houses back in the 1970s, 1980s, until the end of Gaisuko. And this is what remains of those houses. And the reason you know these are sugar plantation houses is because you see them on every sugar plantation all along the coast, from Skeldon to Rose Hall Estate in Kanji, Blairmont, all the way up to LBI and Enmore, and here at Ogle. So these houses, the architecture was standard colonial architecture that was used on the sugar plantations. But straight ahead, that is the AC Marriott, and what we want to do in this video is to simply give you an update on the progress with the AC Marriott Hotel. And it seems as if they have made significant progress. They've removed the fabric that covered the exterior of the building, so you can see that all of the windows have been installed, and now they're finishing the exterior of the building. They've also connected up this bypass road. All right, this is the East Coast Bypass Road at Ogle that eventually connects to Heroes Highway, what used to be called the East Bank Bypass, at Eccles, the Eccles interchange. And what I was just saying is that this opening of this bypass road also opens up all of this Gaisuko land, right, which is what led me to start commenting on these houses, these Gaisuko houses, plantation houses, because all of this was plantation, Gaisuko's and Booker's plantation lands, sugar plantation, but all of this now has been privatized. The government has sold off this land for residential and commercial development, and so all of this land is going to eventually become developed either for commercial or residential buildings. And what I started out by saying is that people who want to build hotels, right? So people were asking, where do you build your new hotel or your new housing development, your new condo?
Distance 7 miles. Duration 2 hours, 11 minutes, 12 seconds. Pace 31 minutes, 2 seconds per mile.
So your new condos and your new hotels should be built along these routes, wherever they've built these new roads, because now people will have access to them. So all this land that has become accessible because the roads have been built now makes it possible for you to build a new hotel. So somebody's already building a massive complex here along the East Coast Bypass Road, and I'm sure that between this point and the 5 miles of road that connects to the Heroes Highway, you're going to see a lot more of these massive hotels and commercial complexes going up. I don't know who's building this one, but I know that west of this location, ExxonMobil has been constructing their headquarters. I have not yet been able to get close to the ExxonMobil headquarters here at Ogle, but I think we can barely see it through the trees here, and that's where I'm going to end this video. But this is where we are on the bypass road, and straight ahead, or to the west of where we are right now, you can see the ExxonMobil headquarters. You can also hear the planes taking off. That's a airplane taking off from Ogle Airport. So it's pretty noisy at this point if you're gonna choose to build a hotel or headquarters or a residential complex here. It's going to be quite noisy. This is what we have so far. So straight ahead on the left there, that is your ExxonMobil headquarters. Like I said, I haven't really been able to get close to it. I was able to see it from a distance in a previous video, but here, this is a clear picture of ExxonMobil. We can talk about this in a future video. Who pays for this building, this ExxonMobil headquarters? Massive complex. I think it is in fact part of the cost, right? Part of the operating cost of ExxonMobil, and probably impacts the profits and so on, but it's a necessary part of doing business, so we can discuss that and debate about it in future. But this is where we are. I'm going to stop here and continue in another video. Like I said in the past, I am going to make this complete walk. All right, we're on the west side of this 2-lane or 4-lane highway this is the northbound lanes, and we're heading south. Well, on the other side is the southbound lanes, and straight ahead, that's the headquarters of ExxonMobil. Now, I don't think it's been occupied. It seems as if the building has not yet been completed. The scaffolding on the side of the building is still there. I can see it from here, although it's not clear in the video right now. And this is what it looks like here at Ogle. You can hear the turbo props, these single engine propellered aircraft making all that noise. That's one just rising above the treetops now, heading out of Ogle. Zoom is not too powerful, so you can't see it, but there it is, heading out towards the Atlantic Ocean. But that's it, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. This is what it looks like here on the East Coast Bypass Road. This is the bypass that is supposed to take you outside of Georgetown and connect you to the East Bank, Heroes Highway. And it seems as if they've already made that connection, because I've seen a few cars and motorcycles pass me this morning. And that's the ExxonMobil headquarters. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. Later! Don't know what they're building over there, but we're going to take a look at it in a future video. Seems as if it might be another hotel.